Have you ever asked yourself what makes the most powerful crystal in the world? It's a strange question because people would say, well, a crystal is powerful anyway. And you're absolutely right, 100% is powerful. But what makes it that extra special? What is it that a crystal can achieve if you were to work on it? So 20 years ago, I began a healing path and learn from the greatest of amazing healers in the world. I learned so many techniques, and in and amongst that time, I kind of got to the point where, out of synchronicity, little things were happening, like people were giving me crystals. I thought no about it really and just kept them in my pocket, and within a space of a few months I started realizing that it's like a partner, it's like a best friend. And I used to take the crystals out, and as I was giving healing sessions 2 decades ago to my clients, I was laying crystals on people, and it was incredible, the partnership between the healer and the crystal. And given time, as you were giving these healing sessions with people, you'd put your crystal back and you'd just leave it ready to possibly come out again on another client for whatever reason that is. Nothing specific, just if it felt right. It didn't take long till I found out that certain crystals that were around my neck that I started to wear, pendants, I'd just put them on clients and give a healing session, and my hand might be over the crystal as well as the client's forehead. So it might be on the forehead and I'm just working on the forehead. And then for some reason I'd give the crystal to a client, and the client might be wearing crystals. So why did I give them that crystal? No idea, it just felt right. And given a few more months, you find that people would come back with the same message. I never take this crystal off, Mark. This is the crystal I wear. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember that. And she says, yeah, you gave it me. Or a guy said, yeah, I never take it off. And like, I would say, don't you wear any other crystals? Nope, just this one. And I'd say, I was curious. And it wasn't out of flattery or, oh, it's because I gave it them. I'd be curious to know why. Why are you not wearing any of your other crystals? And they didn't know, but they always said, I just like to wear it. I feel protected. It feels wonderful. And they didn't really have an answer as specific. So in time, over the years, I realized that the crystals I was giving away were slightly different from just crystals that they were wearing. So what would be the missing piece to that jigsaw? Well, it was obvious. It was the healing session, and whatever energy was entering into the client, if the crystal was in between the healing that's been given from the hand through the universe straight through to the crystal into the client, so something must be left behind. There must be some energy that is, I call, a memory. And thus, that's how pure energy crystals began on markbajerski.com. It was very natural, very organic, and this is the process to this day. 6 months ago, I came across a group of 12 pieces of Herkimer diamonds from the Ace of Mines in New York. They were lovely. They were maybe a group of 50, but I chose out of the 50, round about 12, something like that. Could have been 14. And how I did it was, they were in front of me, and I sit down and close my eyes, and I take one at a time. And sometimes it can take an instant to feel a certain frequency or energy. And I'll explain that in a second. And as soon as I felt that frequency, I'll put it to one side and say, that's the one I want to work on. So it's a bit like saying to the universe, show me which crystals are needed for the clients that will eventually buy that crystal. And that's how I work it. I trust that whichever crystal I am guided to take will be one crystal that you will choose one day, and it will be right for you, just like the healing sessions I gave to the clients. So I might have picked 12. Out of that 12, I hold the first one. I feel a pain in my kidneys. Okay, good. Hold that one. I can feel my third eye opening. I'll take that one. I'll pick another one up. Oh, my back's killing. That one. Feel that. Wow, I feel sudden love in my heart. I'll take that one. I'll pick that one up. Not feeling anything from this one. No problem. Move on to the next one and move on to the next one till I have a feeling, a energy, a frequency. Okay, so it could be a healing frequency. It could be a painful frequency. It could be euphoria. Doesn't matter. I don't judge on frequency and energy. They're all important, and I'll explain why in a minute. So I'll leave the other 38 and I take the 12. So I bring the 12 back here, and then I start working on them on pure energy healing. So I'll ask, do I work on individual? Do I work with 5? Do I work with all 12 or 10? And I'll space them out in front of me. And I'll then take whatever it is. It might be 10 of them. It might be 1 of them. It might be 5 of them. Whatever I feel I need to take. And then I'll hold them in my hand and then start to feel all of those feelings. So it could be, again, I'm feeling the back. I'm now working on healing the back. So I'm calling an energy to heal your back. So not only do you have a crystal that is already working on your back, but I'm also calling upon energy to heal the back. And how I do that is I close my eyes and silhouette you. So you're in a silhouette and your back is in pain. I go to your back, I put my hand on your back, and I start giving that healing energy. As I'm holding these crystals, normally in one hand, I've got the other hand out where I feel as if I'm actually doing the healing work. This hand is receiving. So it could be that I'm holding in both hands. Either or, it just depends how I'm feeling at the time. Once I feel that back pain gone, whether it's on me or whether I feel it's done, it might take 10 minutes, it might take an hour, it might take 2 hours, doesn't matter. Once that feeling's gone, that's it. I then put the crystals down, go for a coffee or a tea, bite to eat, come back again, pick the crystals up again, and I start attuning. Oof, I've got a pain here in my kidneys, or liver. And then I start to silhouette, start giving healing to that very place and work on healing that place. So all the while, healing memory is coming through, just like I would do the same thing as I'm healing a client. Okay, so I'm putting it into the crystal. So I might do half an hour and then come back to it and then start again. I feel my third eye opening. So this time I then work on the third eye and then open it even more. So put more energy, more frequency and focus and high vibe into the third eye. When I feel that's done and I feel, wow, that's amazing. So this can happen for 10 or 20 or 30. Back in the days, I used to do hundreds of hours on clients with a crystal. So once that's done and I feel it's right, then I wrap them up really nicely, put them in a box and send them to Bali. So they arrive in Bali and my beautiful family who work on silver or gold plated, they'll start to create a certain nice but very simple, like this one, very, very simple but effective. So it's showing the crystal and it's not overemphasizing the silver or gold, right? So I want it simplistic. So normally it could be a tea bar, it could be a mountain, which is a very simple cap or whatever, but I try and get them as simple as I can, but just like this. So once that's done, I wait for them to come back. That can take anything up to 3 months, sometimes 4 months, okay? So from the moment I pick the crystal up till the moment they come back from Bali, it now could be 4 months, 5 or 6 months. Once they arrive back, I take them out of the package and then I start working on them singly just to feel what's going on with that crystal. How does it feel? If I feel it needs another more energy, I'll put another an hour, half an hour, it could be 2 hours, depending what I feel I need to put in this. So at that particular point, it's like, okay, we've got all the energy in there. Is there anything else we need to put into this for you, for specifically for you? So I don't know who you are, but I'm knowing that this is for a client that they may need something else. So it could be this needs a little bit of healing because there's a little bit of sadness. Somebody's passed away, so I work on the healing of clearing grief. So that might be an hour. So once that's finished, I could, okay, that's done. I'll then do that on a singular basis of all of those beautiful 12 Herkimas. Then at the very end, I take all the 12, hold them in my hand for a final 20 minutes, and I'll see if there's anything else that needs to be done. If I'm satisfied, they go onto a tray, they're ready, and then I'll pick the tray up, show you the tray on Mark Bajerski YouTube channel and say, I've just finished working on these beautiful crystals. And that is how pure energy healing crystals are different from just going into a crystal shop and buying a crystal. They are absolutely filled with love. There is nobody who works at markbajerski.com that will handle a crystal unless they are of high vibe. Nobody will come into the office if they're not feeling well, and they are not allowed to handle any crystals or any of my products. They know that, and this is how it works. It has to be high vibe. So we also, at the very end, use a singing bowl, and the singing bowl is of MOLDAVITE frequency. So I'll put the 10 or 12 of them into the singing bowl and then do about 5 to 10 minutes of the singing bowl, and that's it, it's complete. So that's really what makes them pretty special, in my humble opinion. I have never met anybody who's done that. I've listened to people in the past that people shared me information about Dr. Emoto, and a few other people have worked on frequency and energy within water or rice, but I've never really met anybody who spent so much time and energy on crystals to get them to be a certain frequency, because I believe that water, just like crystal, can hold memory, and that memory is vital to when you hold that crystal and wear it. And of course, you all know by now, I've mentioned it many of times, that we are roughly about 80% returning clients. That every time I speak to a businessman or a woman about our statistics on 80% returning clients over these past 20 years, they're absolutely shocked. And the reason why is because people genuinely feel the energy of healing from a healer that works on a crystal every day, or crystals every day for the past 20 years. It's my life. I love doing it. And I wholeheartedly would not do it if I didn't believe that they didn't make the difference. I am a healer. I've always been a healer in the sense that I care and love for people and want only the best for people. So when I put my heart and soul into a crystal, I do it because I want you to feel good. I want you to feel amazing. I want you to feel strong. So that is basically how the beginning of picking a crystal, and to the very moment that it arrives through your door and you put it around your neck, and you feel that extra energy and love that's been put into it. That has always been our foundation here at markbajerski.com. And I want to thank every single person today, right now, for going to markbajerski.com and for trusting in my working crystals. And I truly hope from the bottom of my heart that they have made a difference in your life. So I just wanted to share that with you today. So have a great day, and thank you once again for trusting in my working crystals. Pure Energy Healing Crystals by Mark Bajerski. Have a great day.